Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. It's not their decision, it's your decision, OP. I highly doubt that a free car would resolve 15 years of silence. If he actually wants to resolve your issues, he should work on that instead of demanding freebies. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. I refuse to sell my old car to my brother. Short backstory. My brother Kyle, 30-year-old male, and I, 33-year-old female, have not been on speaking terms for over 15 years now. We could never reach common ground from our arguments and fights despite my own attempts to reach out to reconcile. Kyle continued to ignore me, so I left it at that. After budgeting and saving up money after years of working, I was well within my abilities to finally purchase a brand new car. The old car, a 2005 Toyota Camry, was still in decent condition, so I planned to hand the title over to a long-term high school friend who was happy to buy it from me because my husband and I already have two other relatively new vehicles. My parents, after hearing my plans, tried to change my mind and asked me to consider giving the car to my brother at no cost. He technically has a van that's under my dad's name and it's working fine, and another one that his wife owns. But since he has a big family with 3 kids, they would definitely appreciate an extra vehicle. I was mostly set on my current decision already, but Kyle later contacted me through text saying that I should put family first and that he'd forgive me for everything that's happened between us if I gave the car to him. The way he worded things somehow ticked me off, and I replied back saying that he stopped considering me as family when he refused to put the effort to talk to me and only chose to speak to me at this moment because it would benefit him. So I ended up selling the car to my friend, and now my parents are calling me selfish and immature for wasting the opportunity to patch things up with my brother and help them out. Family comes first is just a convenient excuse for people to treat you badly and still expect you to bend over backwards for them. And our second story. I absolutely love people who pay with pennies. Seriously, 4 years ago, I'm cashiering at a Wacky Mart on a register that holds all the smokes and alcohol. It's 10 p.m. and these 2 young men, early 20s, come up to the counter. They have 3 random novelty items. I don't remember what they were, but it was strange and unusual to get odd items this late at night. Maybe it was for some fraternity, I don't know. It's a college town, so I get weird stuff from frats a lot. I scan the items and tell them their total is $22. Grinning at each other, they reach into their jackets and slam down 2-gallon Ziploc bags full of only pennies. I stare them in the eye, but they didn't even look back at me. Everyone else in line groans and went to other registers. These 2 kids knew what they were doing, but they didn't know what they were in for because I was prepared for this. I knew this was going to inevitably happen. I grinned with them because I was going to get paid during this. These pranksters are here for recreation. This convo occurs between me, ringleader, the other guy was silent and awkward, and a friendly coworker of mine. Me, is this $22? Ringleader. Me, did you count it? Ringleader. Nope. Me, are you going to? Ringleader. Nope. Me, is it at least $22? Ringleader. Don't know. Me. Nice. Coworker. Hey, you guys can use the self-checkout. It can take all your coins at once. Me. Oh, don't worry about it, Ringleader. Nope, don't trust them, lady. Partner laughs. Coworker. What? Why? Ringleader. Doesn't count all your change right. Coworker. I've used them before. It really works. Me to coworker. I got this. I unpacked the Ziplocs and threw all the pennies on the counter. It was a beautiful, massive crap storm of a mess, and I digged in it. I was Frank in a dumpster in It's Always Sunny. The 2, still averting their gaze, start chuckling as if they were taking away my dignity. They whisper to each other, "Dude, oh my God, dude, yeah, dude, hilarious." I counted each penny one by one. My coworker comes up to me. Coworker, guess I'll help you count this. Me, don't worry about it. She looks at me confused, then she puts on her get down to busy look. Coworker, I got your back. Me, oh, okay. We worked up a system where we counted 10, put them in a pile, Then with 10 stacks of 10 pennies, we separated them, making $1 piles. We made progress slowly but surely. Some customers came to the line, but we advised them to get to another line. Some of them looked at us confused, but when they saw the counter full of pennies, they understood. Some decided to wait, but when they realized it wasn't going to take just a few minutes, they took their leave. Another register in the liquor department opened up, so it wasn't too bad for other customers. We get to about $12 about 10 minutes in until I knocked over the piles. Coworker, OP, me, oops, sorry. Coworker looks at my grin, I give her a wink and tilt my head, motioning her to leave. Coworker, you know what? I think I better let you do this. Me, ha, all right. Coworker leaves, I look at the two guys. They're absolutely stunned at the fallen pile of pennies. Me to ringleader, yeah, I'm gonna have to count all this again. Ringleader, okay. I started from 0. I count slower than ever and made my way back up. The duo is entirely silent. I get to about $7 when suddenly I say, me, drats, I lost count. I better start all over again. Ringleader, really? Me, oh yeah, man. Ringleader, why? Me, I lost count, sir. I could be in trouble if my register doesn't have the right amount of cash, and I don't want to rip you off. Ringleader. It's about an hour later, my manager walks past, looks at me, I smile at him, and he looks at the counter. He walks away without a word. I eventually count all the change, and surprisingly, they only had $18. Me. I think this is $18. The duo has been dead silent. They look done for the night. Me. I'll recount it. I effing recounted it. Me. I think this is actually $19. Without a word, the ringleader whips out a $5 bill. Me. Seriously? You had cash? Ringleader. Needed to get rid of my change. Me. No problem. I'll just recount this again. I want to make perfectly sure this is $19 since I counted 18 the first time. Ringleader. Are you kidding me? I shake my head no, completely serious. He takes out a $20 bill straight out of his pocket and throws it at me. My coworker gives the biggest what the F face. Internally, I die as well because they were smart enough to have a backup plan, and the fact that he was touching his cash in his pocket the entire time kind of messed with me. I take the cash, do the transaction, give him his change, thanked him, and wished him a good night. The two start to put their pennies in the Ziploc bag, and I didn't help them at all. I just watched them, just as how they watch me. Lots of pennies dropped to the floor, but they didn't care to pick them up. It looked like their souls were sucked out of them. It was past midnight, and I clocked out way past when I was supposed to. A lot of my coworkers gave me a thumbs up or told me good night. Even my manager told me good job. The only 2 words he ever said to me. Went straight to bed at the dorms after such a great petty penny night and crashed. Strange to say, but I'd love to count pennies again. I think the best part is you got paid past your clock out time just to mess with some annoying kids. And our next story. Grandfather's revenge of dumb, rowdy teenagers. I was told this story a couple of times. This happened about 50 years ago. Some kids in town thought it was absolutely hilarious to drive their trucks and crash into everyone's trash cans on trash night. Obviously, this would cause everyone's trash to go everywhere and make a huge mess. This happened once to Grandpa, and he was firm on it never happening again, so the next week he put the trash can at the road and put several cinder blocks at the bottom and then filled the rest of the trash can with water. Just for size comparison, these are those big, bulky black trash cans that last forever. So he set his trap and waited. That night, a loud bang was heard. The guy's truck was basically destroyed on impact. Never happened again. And our last story. This guy expects me to transfer ownership of the house to him because he owns it. While I'm not wealthy by any means, I've been investing my extra income for many years now. As my mother was on the verge of becoming homeless some years ago, I decided to use income generated from other properties to finance a condo for her. She was single at the time, and the verbal agreement was that she could stay there as long as she needed, but she had to pay for the utilities and condo fees. A few years ago, she married a man who promptly moved in with her. I've had a strained relationship with my mother for many years, and while this man seemed nice enough, We never became close. Before they got married, they sent a note to me and my siblings stating that the marriage wouldn't change how their assets were split up upon their deaths, e.g. his kids would get his stuff and her kids would get her stuff. My siblings and I didn't care either way and just wanted her to be happy, even though she was basically estranged from all of us at that point. Early this fall, my mother passed away. My siblings and I all did what was expected during this difficult time, but it was made clear to us that the new husband was running the show. After that took place, I decided that I would wait a month or so before telling the new husband that he needed to find a new place to live as I was going to be selling the condo. Before any of this could happen, though, I got a very angry call from the husband about why I was listed as the owner of my mother's residence. I tried explaining what the reality of the matter was, but he was having none of it. Things have now escalated to the point that his kids are calling and sending me quasi-threatening emails. In the last communication, they stated that my ownership of the condo is fraudulent because my mother had been making payments on it for all these years, and I tricked her into signing it over to me when it was first purchased. I'm not very confrontational, but I will stand up for myself and what's right when push comes to shove. Paying condo fees and utilities does not give someone implied ownership. Update. As long as I was on the tax roll in the title, it would require some serious piece of evidence to motivate any court to agree to handing the condo over. As the husband went to a lawyer, he was talked out of trying to get control of the home. Most attorneys don't want to waste a client's money on a case they're certain to lose. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.